Becky here from TheJollyFatElf. Welcome back to another card. So today I am using the Night in Bethlehem and the Wise Men from Afar stamp set. And this piece from the Merry Music Specially Designer Series paper, this is the We Three Kings song. I'm going to be stamping the Wise Men, the Mary and Joseph image, and then the star image. I'm going to start by adhering a white card layer in my card base. This card base is basic black that measures 4 1/4 by 11. In here, I start to adhere this piece of paper straight down to my card base, and then I remembered that I wanted to add it to a layer. This Specialty Designer Series paper is thinner. It's more like a newsprint paper rather than our normal heavier Designer Series paper. So you're going to want to adhere this. You could adhere it straight to the card, but I'm going to add vellum. So I wanted to make sure that I had a layer behind it. So I'm just going to adhere this to that, and then we will move on to die cutting and stamping. I am going to be stamping everything but the Wise Men on basic black, and I will be cutting out both of the cityscapes from basic black paper as well. So here I'm just measuring my vellum. I have a little bitty red dot, so I'm going to scoot that all the way over. And then I'm going to bring in my Misty tool to stamp. Now I'm zoomed in. I wasn't really paying attention to the viewfinder. But you're not going to see much, but you guys have seen me stamp a million times using my Misty. I'm just going to line it up and I'm going to stamp it using Versamark ink. You guys saw me use my embossing buddy to remove the static. After I have done that, I'm going to add gold embossing powder. You can see here that I have some extra powder from where my fingers were, so I'm just going to use a dry paintbrush to remove that. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some embossing powder to the star, and then I'm going to set these aside because I also want to gold emboss the Wise Men. So I want to do all of this at the same time because, like I mentioned in yesterday's card, you want your heat tool very, very hot so you can melt vellum and melt the powder on the vellum as fast as you can, so you don't run the risk of burning or warping the vellum, because vellum is pretty delicate. So I'm just going to stamp this image, and then I'm going to move on. And then you'll see me heat this, and then you'll notice that the star doesn't get as bright. That's because I didn't heat it all the way. And I don't know if I left that clip in, but I went back and heated it the rest of the way. So just make sure that all of your powder, once you heat emboss, is shiny. You'll be able to tell if a spot is missing because it will be really, really dull. And you can really see it on the start cardstock how shiny this gets. But as you can see right there, in the middle, it's not quite as shiny, so I had to go back and add more heat to that. But this is my favorite part of embossing, just watching that embossing powder melt and seeing how beautiful your image is underneath. You guys know that gold isn't my favorite, but for some reason I just wanted gold on this card. I've made 3 cards already this week with this stamp set, and I've used a metallic on each card. I think this stamp set and these dies call for a majestic color scheme, and to me, metal, chrome, silver, gold, copper, bronze, all of those colors just scream majestic to me. I don't know why. So although I will be using my magnetic platform, I'm going to go ahead and add some washi tape to my dies, and that's just so they don't move. This is very specific. You can kind of see where the donkey's legs are, and you guys know me. I have a tendency to mess up, so this just kind of ensures that that doesn't happen. And there you go, you can see where I finally see that it's a little dull, and you can absolutely see where it's better. Now you have to make sure that you don't overheat it because you can cause it to remelt, and it looks really weird if you do that. So it loses some of its luster. So after I have this done, I'm going to run everything through my Big Shot, and just like yesterday, I'm going to do partial die cutting on the one that has the larger base, and that just means I'm going to leave that base and that cardstock hanging off I'm not going to put any plates against it, any pressure on it, and that causes me to have a little bit of a longer bottom because I'm going to be adhering these one on top of the other, and I want to make sure I have a big enough base in order to do that. Sorry that I have my big shot turned this way. I wasn't going to leave this clip in when I was filming, but I decided to go ahead and show it to you. So you can kind of see here at the end how that's poking out, and that's what I mean by partial die cutting. So I'm going to pull everything out, and then I'm going to get ready to get this adhered to our card. Now, again, you don't necessarily need your precision base plate for this, but you do want to be careful of the palm trees. They can be a little precious, and I think I ended up actually tearing one, so I had to cut it off. But yeah, this, if you don't get any other bundle in the holiday catalog, but you are religious, I think this is a really good one to get because it's very beautiful. It packs a punch. And we're going to be creating some gorgeous cards. I still don't know if I'm going to be doing a full 2 weeks or if it'll just be this one. It'll just see how creative I am. So I'm going to fiddle with this just for a couple of minutes to see where I want it lined up. I definitely want it to be there. I want you to be able to see that there's some depth to this card. I'm kind of creating foreground and background like I did in the other card. So my thought for this card was the wise men are heading toward the star as, Mary and Joseph are making their way to the inn. So, and that may be a little different than how the story goes. I really love this paper. I think you could also use, there's a Silent Night pattern. And I think, Oh Come All Ye Faithful. But I really wanted this to be about the wise men. So we three kings. Love it. You guys know I love the Temptations version. I think I've mentioned that before. The California Raisins Christmas special. Oh my word. So I'm just gonna trim all of this off just using my scissors. And then I'm going to start adhering. I'm going to adhere my vellum first. And I adhere my vellum down just by wrapping it around and putting some snail on the back. But then I realized that I need to add a little bit more adhesive. So you're going to see me add some glue dots behind it. Let me get this other cityscape added first. And of course I put it on a little crooked. So I'm just going to adjust it. This is just so pretty. And I don't know, I mean, you don't have to do black, but to me it's at night. So I think I'm thinking of it as it's dark. So you're going to see me just slide this under the city. I purposely didn't put a lot of adhesive at the top. Then I'm just going to wrap this around so I can adhere it. And again, this is where I noticed that it's a little bubbly at the top. So I'm going to slide in some glue dots behind the wise men. Since they are a solid stamp, the glue won't show. You could use liquid glue for this if you wanted to, fast fuse, tearing tape. It's really, depends because it's not going to go anywhere because this is going to be adhered on top of the card layer as well. So you just slide some glue dots underneath there and that helps it lay flat. And it's probably a little warped from the heat embossing. You can't totally avoid that, just like you can't totally avoid paper warping. But if you've never heat embossed, I encourage you to do it. And if you need help, I have lots of videos showing how to do it and I would be happy to walk you through it. Or give you a list of supplies that you need. Speaking of supplies, all the supplies will be linked down below in the description box as well as over on the coordinating blog post so you can pick up these items for yourself in my in my online store, excuse me. The thank you gift for this month is going to be 2 exclusive projects that you'll only get if you place an order. You're going to get videos, PDFs, etc. And then if you use the hostess code, if your purchase is under $150, you will get your hostess code gift. Those normally ship about the middle of the following month because I have to wait for the month to end. And then it takes, a few days to get them to me. And then it takes me a few days to get them out to you guys. So in fact, this I am filming this or recording this voiceover on Tuesday, and I just placed the order for the Hostess Code gifts for August, so they should be going out next week. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoy this card. I really love it. I just love it. So thanks so much for joining me, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.